Good morning, Bella. It's Wednesday, January 25th. I just spent the last 20 minutes doing my hair, and now I have to take it out. It's not a good morning. So, what I want to talk about today, blame. Now, it is quite annoying when it's socially acceptable for people to blame the wrong person. For example, when a girl gets pregnant. Now, why is it all of a sudden the girl's fault? Only the girl's fault. You notice that the man is very rarely to blame. I mean, he is a little bit, a little bit people kind of titter about that, but it's mostly the girl's responsibility, and I would like to know why. Let's take, for example, a couple where the girl is younger than the guy is. And now, are you about to tell me that if the guy just rips off the condom or whatever and says, oh, well, I don't like to do with a condom, it doesn't feel the same. Are you really shitting me? Do you really think that this other girl who is easily influenced and who is younger is really going to argue with it? Granted, she should. But at the same time, you know exactly what you're doing. Guy. Alright? Proverbial guy. Do you ever wonder sometimes what it would be like to be a cat? I'm not saying the girl is completely blameless. Don't get me wrong here. I'm just saying that use your common sense. If you're a guy in a relationship with a girl and you know that she's a little bit seeking of approval or she's not always going to rock the boat and say no, which if you're a guy, you know exactly what type of girl you're dating, I think that you should just be the bigger man for the only 2 seconds of your life and be mature enough to to stop the situation before it gets too bad, and not to be an asshole about it, and that when she gets pregnant say, oh, it's not my baby. It's like, obviously, it's your baby. Other than the normal stuff where, you get to sleep all day. But I mean, I wonder what it would be like to just eat the same thing all of the time. And you don't have to worry about anything. I'm beginning to think this way now that I have my own apartment. Right now in my fridge, I have turkey, carrots, and iced tea, and a can of tuna. I don't have any bread, I don't have any eggs, I don't have any butter. I don't really have much else other than that, and those things aren't really lunch. And so I wonder sometimes if it would just be better if you were an animal and you ate you ate the same thing all of the time, every day. Granted, it would be boring, but it would take out so much of the stress, Something that should be socially acceptable, chastity belts for men. Chastity belts, they should have a metal bracket over their penis in which they can't shove into anything else for a certain length of time through all of their horny years. That could go one of two ways. That could work, or they could become sex-crazed fiends. If you are under the age of 20 and you accidentally get a girl pregnant, then I think that the chastity belt should come into effect. Or if God should ever show his face, I think that it would be quite funny for guys to wake up one day, go on living their life as they normally do, rip off the condom. Oh no, it doesn't feel the same with the condom on. And then all of a sudden, it's the guy that gets pregnant. God plays this really terrible joke and switches the gene, and then all of a sudden the guys are just like, oh my god, this fucking sucks, a period? Oh my god, I'm pregnant! And then the girl can just be like, it's not my baby, and then she can just go and skip off like they always do. And the period thing is a whole other issue altogether. How is that fair? How is that fair that we're the only ones that get the period? How fucked up is that? And then you spend an entire lifetime of most men never understanding that. Never understanding how messed up a period is. They're always just like, oh, big deal. And, they look at you like you're an alien. But for God's sake, it fucking sucks. And I think that it would be cool if they could live through it, at least for 1 month, what it feels like to be a fat, bleeding, hungry monster for a week out of every month. That would be a satisfying punishment. Because we get punished for nothing. What did we do? What did we do? We did nothing. All for childbirth? What about those of us who don't like children? Who don't plan on having children? For somebody like me, it is completely unfucking fair. So your punishment is not so much a punishment as it is to define something for me, if you will. I always wanted to know how to pronounce this word and also what it means. It is either insidious or insidious. Insidious. Now, I could look this up myself, but because you're so conveniently there, you can do it for me. And I would like for you, as your punishment, to look up that word, tell me how to say it, and then also use it in 3 sentences. And the sentences don't have to be back to back in your video, but just integrate 3 sentences with insidious or insidious, or however the hell you say it, into your video vlog. That's what I would like. That's what I would like for your punishment. Good luck, my friend. Fuck you, media.